Hello, this is Chemistry Central Science 11th edition. We're in Chapter 2 into the chapter questions, and this is question number 4. Does the following drawing represent a neutral atom or an ion? Write its complete chemical symbol, including mass number, atomic number, and net charge. Okay, so we have to know something about the periodic table to know how to solve this. I know here that I've got a different number of protons and electrons. Different number of protons and electrons, that's a red flag. So if protons, remember, are the positively charged particles, it's in the nucleus of the atom. An electron is a negatively charged particle, which is in a cloud surrounding, going very fast around the nucleus of the atom. And in a neutral atom, a normal element, you are going to have the same number of protons and neutrons. Now, you can't give away protons without changing the element. So if you change the number of protons, you no longer have carbon or nitrogen or whatever that you started with. You have something else. But you can change the number of electrons. You can take on electrons, and then those electrons are negative, so you would become more and more negative if you stole electrons. If you had electrons stolen from you, you'd become more and more positive. So if you've got more electrons than protons, you're more negative. So in this case, we have 18, okay? We have 18 electrons, and we have 16 protons. That means we have 2 negatives. Okay, so this is going to be an ion. So we know that already. We know that this is an ion. And we also know that it's a negative ion, so it's an anion. But what element is it? So we start with protons. Proton is your definition of an element. Protons tells you how many protons you've got, tells you the atomic number. And every element has one specific atomic number. All right, so if we look here that this is 16 protons, okay, we know that when you go to the periodic table, 16 protons is going to be sulfur. So I've got I pulled up a periodic table. We see sulfur here, number 16, and sulfur then has 16 protons and normally has 16 electrons. Since it has 2 extra electrons, it's not a sulfur atom, it's a sulfur ion. Okay, so it'll be sulfur and it'll be 2 negative. Now to write this correctly, we also have a couple numbers here. You are going to write your atomic number, which is 16, that's the number of protons, to the lower left. You are going to add your mass number, which is your protons plus neutrons, in the upper right. So we have 16 protons, 16 neutrons, 16 and 16 is 32. So 32 goes here. This is your answer. Write its complete chemical symbol, that's S, capital S, including mass number, that's the 32, atomic number, that's the 16, and net charge, that's the 2 negative. All right, so I hope that helps.